Oh, so I've taken a complete career stop break, and it's beautiful how this popped up at that time. Did quite a bit of time in terms of project managing, working with education, with children, young people in care. About 6 years of that time was away from the theatre a little.
Hi everyone, I'm Andy Turton and I'm coming to you live from the HQ of West Midlands Combined Authority today because we are counting down literally hours and minutes to the upcoming elections. So this year we're going to have elections across our local councils, our PCC and our mayoral elections here in the West Midlands, taking place on Thursday. So there's plenty going on. We've been building up to it for a few weeks now, but if you're not quite sure on what's happening, what's going on, how to get involved, how to cast your vote, we're here to give you a little bit of information on all that and answer your questions as well, really. So it's a free jump in the chat. We're live now for a few minutes just to talk through all the different topics around the election. So just to give you a bit of an overview, so people will go to the polls on Thursday. You're going to be voting, first of all, we'll take the mayoral poll for the start because the mayor is a figurehead for our organisation. So the incumbent is Andy Street at the moment, and there are other candidates coming through for the Labour Party, for Reform, for Liberal Democrats, for Greens, and an independent candidate as well. And the mayor is the chair of the West Midlands Combined Authority Board. They have a direct representation for about 2.8 million people across the whole West Midlands. Now, it is specific to the West Midlands Combined Authority area. That includes Birmingham, Coventry, Dudley, Sandwell, Solihull, Walsall and Wolverhampton. So we tend to be focused on there. And for the mayor, their kind of main responsibilities are around driving economic growth, improving and advancing our transport network, helping develop housing initiatives for the region, looking at how we can improve skills and job opportunities for people living here, tackling homelessness, improving air quality, and just really cultivating relationships across the whole region and getting out and speaking to communities and bringing them together. So there's quite a lot for them to do. It's quite an ambassadorial role, really. But basically what you're going to be doing over the course of Thursday is voting in 3 different elections. Now, for people living in Birmingham, that's slightly different. There is no council elections in that particular, in the city region this time round. But for the other councils in the area, you'll be voting for a ward councillor in your area, as well as for the Mayor of the West Midlands and for the PCC as well. There is luckily handy guide on our West Midlands Combined Authority website. If you go onto the home page, you'll see the link at the bottom, got chock-a-block full of tons of information for you, and links through to your local councils, and just information on where you can get involved as well. So yeah, key date for your diary then, obviously tomorrow the polls will open between 7 a.m. in the morning and 10 p.m. at night. Obviously we're always going to be looking out for the classic dogs at polling stations as well. It's become a bit of a trend recently to look out for people taking their pets to the polling stations, so we'll be looking out for that as well. But you'll be able to find where your local polling station is. If you've not already had your polling card through, or you've misplaced it, don't worry, you can go online, go through to our website, and you'll find a link through to click to your nearest polling station. Now, the results of the election are going to be released on Friday for the local councillors and for your local authorities. The count will be taking place on the Friday, and you'll get the results through on the day. For the mayoral elections, you'll be having those coming through on the Saturday. There's going to be a count taking place at the ICC in Birmingham, and we're expecting the announcement at some point during that day. The results of the Police and Crime Commission are also going to be announced on that Saturday as well, so there's plenty going on. But what do you need to do on an election day? So this year it's very, very important that you take your voter ID. So in previous years you won't have had to take an ID, you might have just taken your polling card for instance, but actually this year it's been introduced that you'll need to have your voter ID unless you're casting a postal vote. So it's very important. You can find out online through the Electoral Commission what ID you need to take, but think driver's license, think passport, those sort of official IDs will work down there as well. You may be turned away if you don't have your ID. And also you can apply for a free voter ID. Whether you can get it through for this election now at this stage, I'm totally think that that's finished, but for future polls make sure that you can get hold of your free voter ID. But yeah, if you've got any questions coming through that you need some advice on where to go, that would be fantastic. But basically we've been building up to the elections for quite a while here at the Combined Authority. We have been working in conjunction with our local authority partners on getting together the logistics for the day. So we'll also be bringing you some live updates on the day itself via our social media channels for you to be able to get the news first, basically, on when the announcement is made on who will be the next mayor. There is information on candidates available on our via the Electoral Commission website as well, so you'll be able to get more information on who's standing within the West Midlands. I'm hanging out with my colleague Joey here, who's producing the show today, and he has been going through he's in the nerve centre, if you will, to give us all the comments from that you've been putting through. So, Joey, what we got?
How will people know who the successful candidates are?
So you will be able to find out through a glitzy live stream that we'll be doing actually on the day itself. So if you head to the Combined Authorities Facebook and YouTube channels, you'll be getting a live stream through from the event itself around about when the announcement's going to be taking place. So we're not quite sure on the timings yet, but we'll try to keep you posted when those results are coming through. And we'll obviously be putting out announcements across our other social media platforms as well throughout the day. So you'll hear it first from us. Yeah. Anything else, Joe?
What are the do's and don'ts of voting?
The do's and don'ts. Well, first of all, the big point that I've just made around voter ID, I'm afraid you're not going to be able to vote in this election without having a valid ID. So it is important, if you're unsure of what to take, that you do go and get some advice through the Electoral Commission website. There is links through our page on the West Midlands Combined Authority site as well. So that's very important. You are going to need to do that. You don't need to take your polling card to the polling station when you go. You simply for people who have voted in the past will know that you can just give your name to the team down there when you arrive, and they'll find you on the list and give you the relevant voting slips right when you're there. But yeah, apart from that, you'll probably receive a couple of polling cards when you actually get to the booth itself. You'll be getting one referencing the mayoral and local elections, and another one for your police and crime commissioner as well. So you'll probably have 2 to 3 slips depending on what elections you've got taking place in your area. And then it's mainly definitely reminding yourself around the opening times, so looking 7 a.m. in the morning to 10 p.m. at night. That's when, in a general election, for instance, you'll start to see all the ballot boxes closed up and images of them going towards the counts where they're being counted through the night. But for this year, for our local mayoral and PCC collections, elections, they're going to be counted on the Friday for your local councillors, and then again the Saturday for the mayoral vote and the PCC. Yeah.
Can I film a TikTok when I'm filling in my voter's card?
Oh, well, I'm afraid you can't film when you go inside the polling station. Shame, I know all you TikTok stars would love to go out there and document the day itself, but I'm afraid you can't film when you're actually casting your vote and within the polling station itself. But that's why I'd push you towards maybe taking your pet along to the station. Obviously, if you can go with someone as well who can wait with your pet at the door, that would be really nice, and we'll snap a picture of your pampered pet, your dog, your pooch outside the polling station, tag us in it on our social media channels, and I'm sure we'll give you a like and share as well. We'll be looking out for those doggy pictures on the day itself. Anything else?
What's the weather supposed to be like?
What's the weather? I mean, that's often a question I get asked, being so tall and looking up around the sky. But it is meant to be fair tomorrow. If you, I'll turn into full weather presenter mode, shall I, and try and find an actual forecast for you. But I'm set to believe that it is going to be set fair tomorrow. So if you've got any issues with trying to get to a polling station yourself, again, you can find information through gov.uk and through the Electoral Commission on how you can get assistance potentially to get down to the polling station. But having a quick look on my trusty app, I think it's going to be very, very clear. Bit cloudy tomorrow, highs of 17, I believe, during the day, actually 18 at about 4 o'clock. So, you know, that's a lot better than the weather that we've been getting recently, isn't it? So I don't think you can moan at that. So, yeah, should be good for tomorrow.
What advice, or can you talk through the process for somebody who's never voted before? What's it like? What do you have to do?
So yeah, it can be a bit of a daunting process, but for instance, you're going to be going down to your nearest polling station. Like I said, you can find out information on that on our website. Through our site, we'll give you links through to find out where the relevant polling station is to you. You'll often see the little polling station sign outside when you first arrive, so you shouldn't be able to miss it at all, with some arrows directing you inside. Now, polling stations come in such a range of sizes. You know, it might be your local school, your local church, your community centre. I've even known them in shops and pubs sometimes in rural places as well. So it really can be a mixed bag. But when you get inside, essentially you'll probably see a team of people towards the front of the room. Just they're the guys who are helping out with the polling station, manning the polling station on that day. They'll give you, they'll ask for your voter ID, they'll ask for your name, tick you off on the sheet, and also then they'll hand over your voting slips. So like I said, for this election, depending on where you are within the West Midlands, you'll probably get 3 voting slips. One will be for your mayoral vote, one will be for your local elections, and one will be for the PCC. And then you will go. They usually got like a little, how do I best describe it? So their booth, sometimes they're like a little cross, basically, a little cross booth with all walls up between each other, so you can't see what anyone else is, so you don't do any cheating when it comes into polling booths. You won't be able to see anyone else who's standing around you. There's usually classic little pencil on a string in the polling booth itself, and there's place for you to mark your polling slip. So obviously you can mark with a cross, or you can spoil your ballot paper as well. And then you're taken through, once you've finished or completed, you'll go through to the front of the room again, and there'll be a handy box there. The typical black box, slit in the top. You just fold your paper up and pop it in the box. Make sure, sometimes they can get pretty full, but you just get the person to give it a little shake at the front desk, and they'll shake it up and you can post it. And then that is you done. That's your moment. You've carried through your democratic right to vote, and you've done that as well. So that's really good. Yeah, brilliant.
Got a message from Claire saying hi, can't wait for Saturday.
Oh yeah, that's exciting. Me too, me too. It'd be, obviously we've been building up for a long time. Our mayoral elections take place every 4 years. So it has been a little while since 2001 when we held our last poll. That was slightly moved backwards a year just due to the pandemic at that time. But yeah, it's going to be exciting. It really will be. And like I said, you'll be able to catch on our channels all the way through the day some updates on how the count is going, and then also obviously the result that will be coming on later in the day. So we'll try to keep you posted on when that's going to come through, and you'll get all the information and the reaction from the new mayor. But yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you very much for all your questions. It's been brilliant. Really, really enjoyed it. So yeah, keep it onto the WMCA channels, on our social media, on our website, and we will find out this weekend, Friday, Saturday, who has been elected in your area. Thanks a lot.
And there's going to be a live stream.
And there is, yes, I better give the promotion right here, right now. My colleagues Claire and Joey will be with you on Saturday, live from the ICC. They'll be treading the boards and they'll be bringing you all the information, all the live updates, and then the reaction itself from the winning candidate.